Hey, this is Frank with KICK-EEZ. Today I'm here with Adam from Aridus Industries. We're at SHOT Show 2024 on day one, and today we are starting with a bone stock Beretta 1301 Gen 2 shotgun. And Adam and Aridus Industries have been creating some really cool items to turn a good gun into a great gun. So Adam, what do you have for us today here on the table? What's new?
Yeah, so we've got some updated versions of some older products as well as some new products that we're finally getting to show off here at SHOT Show 2024. If we want to start at the back of the gun, if we're going to look at everything real quick, we've got our Mossberg Magpul SGA stock, the KICK-EEZ recoil pad on there. This is our new stock adapter. It's a better fit and finish than the previous model that we've had. Got our co-witness ready optic mount, got a charging handle and bolt release. We've got our Zukov handguard with some modifications and some updates that we've done. We've got a one-piece rear adapter now that opens up the entire rear M-LOK slot. We've got a new front adapter as well, matches all the contours, interfaces, inside and outside of the handguard to give a lot of support. We also added some pretty beefed up M-LOK slots to it. And new for this SHOT Show, we just came out with this prototype, a heat shield that is Zukov compatible for different loading and shooting techniques that are done with shotguns where you might burn your hand.
Very, very excited about this piece, especially when you're doing long strings. That barrel gets super hot, so having that is going to be nice and helpful. And honestly, guys, one of the things that I love the most is one of these really super simple parts for the bolt release. This makes operating this, especially the unloading, super easy, super convenient. So Adam, we want to have you take this thing apart, put it back together, and show you what it looks like with all the cool new toys on it.
Cool, sounds good. First thing we need to do is take the recoil pad off of the factory stock. To open this up. Next we've got a 13mm socket that we need to get in here and get this nut taken out. Then we need to get this guy taken off. A wrench is good. Channel locks or vice grips can work. Go ahead and install the fastener. You can use a 7mm wrench on the flats. Next, we'll put in the stock adapter. Slide the Magpul stock over it. Get the hex nut ready. This part's pretty difficult to do at this angle. Stock is done. Next, we've got our bolt release. First thing we need to do is hit the carrier stop button to pop the bolt release up. There it goes. Pull it back. Put it down so it lays flat. I take this little back piece, chamfer side down, and so this little pocket sits behind the little tab in the bolt release. Once we've got these holes lined up, go ahead and push down. Just get that first screw started. You only need a thread or two to get it started, just to hold on to it. Might need to adjust that other one to get it lined up. And just gently tighten each one back and forth. And then just tight enough to close that gap up is all that you need. So if you want to try to swap out your bolt release without pulling the entire thing apart, you just pull the bolt back, get about right there, and then pinch it with your thumb. And pull that out. Now we can take this one, use the charging handle to pull it back, line it up, pinch it with your thumb, and it goes. Next, we're going to install the chroms. We're going to take off this factory rear sight and Picatinny rail using a T15 driver. We've already got the RMR mounted to the Optic, so we only need to attach the chrom to the receiver. It's always best just to get the screws started a little bit prior to tightening any of them down. Generally with Allen wrenches, by the time you put just that much flex on the end of them for the leverage you need, that gives you the appropriate amount of torque. So we've got our 4-round universal QDC that we're going to put on here. We're just doing this kind of guerrilla style for SHOT Show. Under normal circumstances on painted receivers, we would scuff this up a little bit. I would probably trace it just so I know exactly where this is going. I don't need to scuff up more than I need to. Since the universal QDC uses a 3M VHB double-sided tape, you want it to be able to grab onto a little bit. And generally for serious purposes, we would want to clamp it overnight. We're here for the show, so we're not going to clamp it, we're not going to scuff it, we're just going to throw it on. I like to mount it far forward and in line with the receiver while still missing the back of that trigger plate pin. Kind of give us some good squeezes. With the double-sided tape, it's able to mount to a bunch of different types of receivers without using any hardware that gets bolted on or anything. Next, we're going to do the handguard, so we got to get the clamp off. I'm going to mock fit the handguard so I can get the right idea for placement for the heat shield. Once we've got it mocked up, we'll rotate it just to make sure that nothing is in contact with these action bars. So once we've got it loose fit, we'll get the handguard back in just to make sure that the alignment of it is good with everything. Go ahead and put this front adapter in. Might need to slide the handguard forward to mate up with it. Once the handguard is locked down and in place, we can adjust the heat shield as needed. Slide it forward so it interfaces with the front of the handguard there. Give it one last go to make sure there's no drag, and then tighten these guys down. All right, last we're going to put on the light and the pressure switch. Get our M-lock nuts lined up. All right, we're ready to go. All right, now we've got it all set up and decked out. You can get yours looking like this and do cool stuff like this.